Hi, it's Gemma coming to you from inside my tent on day 2 of my Aberdeen, Scotland adventure. I'm so tired and I can't do too much video, so I'm just going to read a summary of what I've experienced over the last couple of days. So, the Caledonian Sleeper. It was a very comfortable bed, and I loved the rocking motion of the train as I slept. I panicked on arrival at the gorgeous Aberdeen, which is called the Granite City by others. I wanted to see the beach, but opted for the Deeside Way, my original plan. I had an extortionately expensive vegan Scottish breakfast that was cold the first time it was brought out at Duthie Park, where a touch rugby ball player went out of his way to show me the start of the trail. Indeed, so many people have gone out of their way to help me today. I'm so grateful. I'm collecting anything that could be of use, for example, tissues, everywhere I go. And I got my water bladder filled up with tap water at a cafe in exchange for an iced dirty chai. I'm too hot, even though it's not as hot as it is in London. And I just need to sleep, and I think I'll just have to accept I'm going to be sweaty and stink for the duration. A man and his dog have passed by my tent, which I tried to tuck away under a tree next to a mossy stone wall in high grass. I'll wait until dusk to move around camp more. I'm trying not to think too much of the safety implications of doing this, and have just accepted that while camping alone is something inside me that I just need to get done. And I'm more at ease knowing wild camping is legal in Scotland. Now I'll quickly show you my camp. Okay, so quickly, over there is the Deeside Way, which is a long path that basically passes through an old railway line. And I found this spot. Here, hopefully you can see the wall in the distance. I've got my Helm Compact 110. Everything's a bit disorganised, but I'll sort that out. There's the stone wall. Worrying a little bit about ticks in this high grass, but I just needed to stop today because I was getting blisters and definitely need to not go on in that situation. It's day 3 and here I am by the beautiful River Dee. I've dreamed of this moment for so long, and now I'm finally here. it's day 4 of my Aberdeen Deeside away trip. As you can probably hear, it's tipping down with rain. I'm absolutely knackered today, so I'm going to stay in my tent. I haven't got much choice really. Yeah, it's been a great challenge, managed so far, and every time I think, oh, I can't do this, people help me out, and or I find a way. So yeah, I'm having a great time. Just behind me where I am, there's some wild raspberry canes, so having some fresh raspberries for breakfast. And the soil here is very crumbly and easy to get the pegs into, and to dig, which I'm needing to do my business, as it were. I've never done that before, and I'm managing, thank God. Yeah, so I think I might explore the coast tomorrow a bit, take the bus places instead of walking for miles with this heavy pack. But the River Dee yesterday was stunning, and I've been using my Catadine B-free water filter for the first time, so that was an education. So anyway, I must go because I don't want to waste my battery, and I'll speak soon. Bye. The rain's really torrential. It's thunder in the background, and I'm just collecting some water in my bowl, which I'm really pleased I got. It's coming enormously useful for washing, everything. I'm a bit scared of the lightning. Hopefully I won't get struck. Thankfully the tent's holding up. I'll shut the door again now. It's day 6. I stayed at a place called Atticus Central Guest House last night. I needed a shower and a warm bed last night. I've done the wild camping. I've managed 3 nights in a row, 4 if you include the sleeper train, which was pretty wild. And I'm really proud that I've achieved it. Now I just want to do the walking part of the holiday without the pack on my back, So now we're in search of the beach in Aberdeen. I've just come through a big industrial estate with cobbled streets, and there's a dock there with massive ferries. I think this is a oil centre. So hopefully we'll come upon the beach soon. I haven't seen the sea since March 2020, which was when the pandemic was kicking in. And I've got a fairground over there, look. Yeah, can't wait to see the sea again. I'll turn off for now and I'll start filming again when I find the beach itself. Here we go, found it, beautiful sandy beach. This little adventure's taken many dramatic twists and turns, and it's cost me an absolute bomb. But you only live once, right? And it's just worth it for seeing this. The rest of it can take care of itself for now. Don't know whether you can see in the distance, we've got the wind turbines and ships. It's not many people, which is fantastic. Amazing. I tell you what, how I ever thought I could do 14 days wild camping solo, I'll never know. But you learn actually doing it, you know, and I've learnt the hard way this time with the tick situation. Fortunately, I'd done my research, I knew what to do, picked them all out with a tick card and tweezers, and I've had showers and put Savlon on within 24 hours. But the fucking things are still in my bag, on my clothes. So I'm going to have to throw my sleeping bag away. I'm not going to risk getting back in that again. At the end of the day, you can replace the sleeping bag. But I don't regret it at all. Something I wanted to experience, having a deeper relationship with nature, knowing that you're prey for so many things like slugs, and yeah, you just become prey for other creatures, and you're just reduced to surviving, you know, the raw essence of who you are. You know, eating, shelter, drinking, and shitting. Yeah, so let you enjoy the waves for a little bit. So this is Aberdeen. It reminds me a lot of Paris and Amsterdam combined. It's got that kind of vibe about it. This reminds me of looking over the River Seine from one of the bridges in Paris, with the Notre Dame in the background, but here we've got a beautiful garden. I just bought a new top from Trespass. I've been in Millets and lots of outdoor shops today. There's a 60% sale on. So even being attacked by insects hasn't put me off camping. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd just get some new clothes so I know that they're not infested with anything. So I've made a couple of notes, and every time I come on here, I'm saying that I'm tired, but I'm not young anymore. I'm nearly 50, and I have to kind of give myself a bit of a leeway for that. I'm having a really good time, even though I might look as if I am. Yeah, I thought I'd, because I'm a writer, I guess I communicate best when I'm writing things down instead of just talking spontaneously. So I thought I'd just read you some of my notes, things, observations I've made. If I can see them without my glasses. Can't. Let's read. So this is, I wrote this on the day of the thunderstorm, 3 days ago now. So I made some wild raspberry tea, well, raspberry leaf tea actually, with from the wild raspberry canes that were growing behind me. When you get up in the morning after spending the night, you're greeted by the biggest bedroom to start the day in. It's just a wonderful feeling, you know, hearing the dawn chorus and all the birds singing and etc. Who needs a map when there's other people to ask? Everybody here has been so smiley, friendly and relaxed. I think because they live in such a stunning place with a low crime rate. It's great for people's mental health. When I'm camping, I'm thinking strategically all the time. You're having to think ahead, you know. If you think, oh, I've got to if I wash my clothes, I've got to wait for them to dry. For example, there was a feeding frenzy of slugs who advanced like an army towards my tent. Fortunately, I like slugs and I find them fascinating, the way they excrete this mucus type stuff to lower themselves down onto things. I've noticed that this time. Don't eat salted nuts when you're on the trail walking, because I made that mistake and it just makes you so thirsty. And if you're short on water, that's the last thing you need. And I was always worried that if I left this spot that I'd found to camp in, would I find another one? And I actually didn't. When I walked up the Deeside way to the River Dee, which is about, I don't know, 5 miles, and I was convinced that on the way back I'd find a field to camp in, but everything's kind of fenced off and private, so I had to return to these 3 fields that I was in the first night. And by the time I got there, I was just dead on my feet, and that's where I made the big mistake about the ticks, because I was right in the middle of the tall grass, and it never occurred to me at the time to put on repellent or anything, because I hadn't been bitten by mosquitoes, I didn't think I was getting bitten. So anyway, I brought a bidet with me, but I didn't use it in the end because it just takes precious water, and I used the grass and leaves to clean myself with, and that was just fine. Bear with me. Yeah, I walked miles with about 7 litres of water. So I got 3 litres from the river, and I was really grateful for that the next morning when I was able to have a wash, full body wash in that filtered water. So it was worth it. And when I returned to this field for the second night, I saw my first deer, which was thrilling. And I, during that storm, I collected, must have been about 1.5 litres of water. So I had my first Scottish rainwater cup of tea, which was delicious. Oh, I've got to change hands, it's killing my arm. Should get a selfie stick really, but I hate those things. And I was kind of thinking that my partner Jan, I think I've told people, she's got dementia, and I was just thinking that she'll never be the same again. You know, each time I'm with her, she's deteriorating. But I got to thinking that we're all changing and we're all dying all the time, you know, just in different ways. And wild camping has taught me to be completely present and to make the most of every moment, squeeze as much joy out of life as you can, no matter what your circumstances. And that's how I'm coping with Jan's illness. And I'm not a well person either in lots of ways. And, you know, it's the only way I think you can cope really is just to take a day, an hour, a minute at a time, and just make the most of it. Because I think if you look too far ahead, that's when you start panicking and being, you know, thinking, how am I going to cope? Anyway, this is going on for a long time. Yeah, so that morning, which was a nightmare, wasn't all bad because for the third time, a guy called Howard came around, and he has 2 dogs, Monty and Hector. They're yellow labs, gorgeous dogs. And he brought a map of, what is it? I don't know if I can turn this around. I'll start another video showing you the map. This is my lovely room at the guest house. It's very comfortable, very roomy, and Neil, I think his name is, who runs the place, saw that I was down for 3 nights, and even though I just paid for a single room, which was very, very reasonable for 3 nights, I have to say, he changed it to a double, so I've got a really nice, comfortable bed, and you can see all my camping gear in the wardrobe, and there's the dreaded rucksack, which I'm fucking scared of. You know, I don't know what's in there, and it's probably, oh God, I hate to think if it's contaminated this room. I did tell Neil about what happened, and I hope he's not thinking he's going to have to fumigate the room. And there's the, I've just thrown the sleeping bag in that alcove, and I found a big dumpster today, which I'm going to put it in. It's a shame because I really like the sleeping bag, but I can't wash it for some reason. That's a pain in the arse. You can't wash the DD one, so it's got to go in the bin. No other way for it. Anyway, stop waffling, Gemma. Howard. Yeah, it's an old hat at Walking Scotland and this area, and very kindly brought me this map of it's an old Ordnance Survey map of Ballater and the Glen Clover area. Let me show you. I love maps, paper maps. So don't know how much you can see, probably not much at all, but anyway, this is the Kincardine and Deeside district. And I'd like to go to Drumoak, Banchory, Aboyne, Ballater, and maybe Braemar. I'm thinking of doing this tomorrow, taking the bus. I'm not going to get into the countryside because the last thing I want is to be attacked again by insects. So I'm just going to enjoy the bus ride, I think. So we've got the Balmoral Forest, and this whole area is owned by the king. And Ballater is there, which is kind of where the bus ends. Sorry, that's my phone going off. Apparently that's like the ends of the earth. You've got some beautiful mountains. I've never really seen Scottish mountains, so I'd just love to see them, even if it's just from the bus. So it's my last day tomorrow, and we'll just see what we can do on that direction. So he wrote down the bus number, so sweet, you know, and he didn't want the map back, even though I offered to send it back to him. And I said, oh, thanks, Howard, I'll treasure that, and I definitely will. So, yeah, he also recommended the Trespass store that I bought this top from today. So I'll never forget his kindness and the kindness of so many other people, because I was in a pretty dark place before I left, with all the awful stabbings going on, and I don't know, just closed off, small-minded people where I live. And I'm convinced it's because it's such an ugly place apart from the forest, which I absolutely love and adore. Anyway, I'll stop waffling on. I'm going to get to bed. That's just the other bit of my room, and see what tomorrow brings. Well, today's my last day in beautiful Aberdeenshire. I've made it to Ballater on the bus today, and I've rejoined the Deeside Way, the old railway line where I started. And it's absolutely stunning. You can see the wooded hills in the distance, or Munros I think they're called. Right, so Ballater is, just to change hands, it's about an hour and 3/4 outside of Aberdeen on the bus. And I'm really pleased that I've found the Deeside Way again, because it's a nice, simple, easy path. I'm not going to expose myself to too many creepy crawlies. Don't fancy being attacked again. And I can easily find my way back to the bus stop from here. So yesterday I didn't come because it was pouring with rain all day, but I had a very productive day in that I went to the job centre and the council offices and found out about the possibility of moving up here from London. And from what I've been told, it looks possible. And I can bring Buddy as well, my cat, and the other animals eventually. Because I can just feel my whole mental health improve the longer I spend in such a gorgeous place. I mean, just look at this, it's just stunning. So I haven't got very long here today. I've got to get back in the next 2 or 3 hours or so. So I've got the sleeper train to catch at 9 o'clock tonight. And the landlord at Guest House, Neil, very kindly let me leave my bag there. So I've got to collect that. And he's also offered me a place to stay while I transition from London to Aberdeen, if that's what I still want. So I'm going to enjoy this and take some nice pictures, hopefully. The bus driver said I could go and see Balmoral Castle where the Queen died. just now. But I'd much rather be seeing things like this. I'm not going to get too close. Don't want to be charged by bulls, or I think they're bulls. Absolutely gorgeous. I was hoping to get to Braemar, but there's a bus change that I have to do, and I'm very short on time, and I don't want to risk missing a connection, stressing myself out. So Ballata has actually turned out to be perfect. So I've got to see the river again. Okay, I've just come off the sleeper train and I'm approaching home now. I've had a wonderful week, and I think to sum it up I would say that it's given me a whole load of hope, which is fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed my little adventure. Thank you so much for all my latest subscriptions, the likes and the comments I got before I went. Really encouraged and inspired me to do this, so thank you so much. and I will see you again soon. Bye.